The Canadiens were holding a playoff spot at the one-quarter mark of the season. What has been the biggest surprise so far about this team?
For me, it's their 5-on-5 scoring. It's their style of play overall. They've changed. I sort of looked in the offseason and identified the fact that they can't play a slower game anymore and get away with it. And you can talk about that all you want, but they've actually changed it, getting the defensemen to move the puck up quicker. They've been relentless. And not only their speed, but the fact that last year, if they were down a goal or two, you knew it was over. Now, you almost expect them to come back, or at least fight to come back. So, that's great, obviously, in the standings, and it's good for the fans, too, because I'll tell you, there were games last year at the Bell Center that it was a killer to sit through them. It's not that way anymore, and I think it's a great sign.
Well, that's what it is that you're going to go to a hockey game. Yes, you want the team you're cheering for to win, but if they're not going to win, at least be entertaining. That you're not sitting there saying, you know what, maybe I'll leave and not stay for the third period. And that's what's been, a huge improvement with the Canadiens. I'll also bring up the point that Shea Weber came back into the lineup a little bit ahead of schedule, and I think that was something that many people were concerned about because of the foot surgery and the knee surgery, only a few months apart. They always said December, and they were very vague about the timeline every single time you asked that they had an update about Shea Weber, but the fact that he was able to come back on time, I think, is a huge plus for the Canadiens.
Well, as Dan mentioned, they don't give up. I mean, the Carolina game was another example. They came back down 2-0 in the third period, get the goal. They were all over Carolina. Domi hit a post. The problem is they're trailing in the third period. It's a lot harder to play when you're playing catch-up than when you're in the lead. But to me, the biggest surprise is Max Domi. He had 9 goals last season, the last 2 seasons in Arizona. And last year, 4 of them were empty netters, and you sort of shake your head like, how did that happen? I mean, this guy looks like the player he was during the World Juniors when he dominated and was the best player on the ice. When that trade was made for Galchenyuk, at the time I wondered, Galchenyuk, the upside's more, and Domi, but I mean, it's been a really good trade. And the thing about Domi I like also is if he's not scoring, he skates just as hard going both ways. Works hard in his own end, which is something you couldn't say about Alex Galchenyuk. So Domi's been a real pleasant surprise for me, and I think he has a lot to do with the 5-on-5 scoring. He's in a 3-game scoring slump, which coincides with the Canadiens' losing streak. So I think that just shows you how important he is for this team, and moving forward, he's going to have to produce for this team to win.
Yeah, I'd say the fact that they don't give up, and they're actually a high-scoring team, power play aside. I can't recall watching a Canadiens team that scores this many goals and is this exciting to watch.
Well, they're fun to watch, and the other surprise is Kotkaniemi, of course, which nobody even expected this kid to make the team, really, at training camp. Not only has he made it, he's just been fun. I mean, the one mistake is that game in Boston when he got stripped of the puck and they went in and scored. But apart from that, he's made one rookie mistake in a quarter of a season. He's been a real pleasant surprise.
Yeah, and fans have been able to get a lot of free fries from McDonald's as well with their promotion with McDonald's. If the Habs score the first game, doesn't matter if they lose, the next day you get a free medium fry.
That's awesome. Go to hockeyinsideout.com now and check out this week's full episode.